Hey, it's another wonderful windy day here in Texas. Yeah, the weather is really, really weird where I live in Texas. Earlier it was getting up to the 80s. Now it's about to drop to, I think, the 40s. It was calm. Now it's windy. And it'll just shift back and forth. Some days it'll be rainy, sunny, hot, cold, windy, calm, hail, fire, all in the same day. But I digress. Sorry for any wind sounds you might hear. But anyway, this is going to be my review of DC's Ghost Rider, Brimstone. Now, this is part of DC's New Age of Heroes, which started after Metal. I did try to do a review of the last issue in Metal, but the recording didn't pan out. Let's just say there's a moment where the Justice League goes full-on Saint Seiya and is wearing actual, literal plot armor. I mean literal plot armor. Armor made out of plot. But anyway, so after that happened, it, changed the universe or the multiverse or something. And so we're getting a bunch of new characters. And by new characters, I mean mostly copies of the Marvel characters. Not in a bad way. Well, I haven't actually read most of them yet. So, first off, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. Damage. Damage just looks like DC's Grey Hulk. Like, more than Doomsday looks like the Hulk. Damage, if this will focus. Damage right here is, if my camera will focus. Yeah, he's pretty much the Hulk. Got the Immortal Men. I don't really know what that's about. We got the Silencer, which I'm guessing is like some kind of Black Widow Punisher hybrid. But I haven't read it yet, so I'll reserve judgment. New Challengers. Challengers is actually interesting, because even though they're kind of like the Fantastic Four in their whole adventure style, I believe they actually came first, but I don't think any of them have powers. I don't think any of them are technically superheroes. They're more explorers that deal with, supervillains and monsters and stuff. We got Sideways, whose main power, I believe, is teleportation. Now, I'll reserve judgment for when I actually read it. But he has a costume kinda reminiscent of Spider-Man. But I won't say any more, because I don't really know that much about him. The Unexpected. They're just World of Warcraft characters. It's just DC's Magic the Gathering. The Terrifics. All these characters are pre-existing characters in DC. We got Mr. Terrific, Plastic Man, Metamorpho, and Phantom Girl. I thought Phantom Girl was supposed to be with the Legion, but whatever. Now, these are all pre-existing characters, although I don't believe any of them had been together before on a team, or at least closely. But if this doesn't seem familiar, I don't know what to say. We got Mr. Terrific, one of the smartest people in the world. Got Metamorpho, a man made out of elements. He's big. He's not too bright, but you know, he gets by. Kinda down on his luck. Kinda, you know. Does not like himself, does not like his powers, does not like the fact that he's a monster to use his powers. We got Plastic Man, a guy who can stretch and change shape and all that in all sorts of different ways. He's also kind of a hotshot, goofball. He's the personality of the team. Got Phantom Girl. I believe she can turn invisible and phase through things and fly. I guess DC decided, well, Marvel was not going to give us the Fantastic Four. So DC gave it to us in their own way. I guess hoping to catch on to fans of the Fantastic Four who thought that Marvel was never going to bring them back. Ironically, right after DC announced this series, Marvel announced they're bringing back the Fantastic Four. But we don't know if it's going to be the classic Fantastic Four. It could just be, it could be a team made out of Happy Hogan, Foggy Nelson, Aunt May, and Wong. For all we know. For all we know. And Deadpool 2, just as the fifth member, for no reason, because he's in everything now. But on to Brimstone, the edgy one. I actually kind of liked this. I'm not gonna lie. It does... Okay, DC already had three characters that were kind of reminiscent of Ghost Rider, even though I'm pretty sure some of them came first. We got the Atomic Skull. He just looks like Ghost Rider. He doesn't have any of the same powers or anything. He just looks like Ghost Rider. We got Etrigan, a man who changes into a demon. His powers are supposed to be used for evil, but he uses them for good. Hunts other demons and stuff like that. That's very Jason Blood. He's very much kind of what happened with Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider. And both have an affinity for fire. But I'd say that's more just because demons in general are associated with fire. Rather than it just being, hey, Ghost Rider, or hey, Etrigan is using fire, let's use that too. It's just the thing that's associated with the concept. There's the Spectre. DC's Spirit of Vengeance, although his power level is kinda outclasses Ghost Rider's. I believe he's a multiverse being. Somewhat like the Living Tribunal, but with Ghost Rider's job. And of course we got Spawn. He's neither Marvel or DC, but he's another Ghost Rider-like character. He uses the chains, made the deal with the demon, got the powers, and went through all that. Uses chains, I think I said that already. Now we have Brimstone. And Brimstone is what happens when you combine the Human Torch's gimmick with Ghost Rider's kind of origin, right? So, I'll just tell you what his powers are. He made a deal with the demon, spoiler, and the demon turned his body into, like, living coal that is constantly on fire. So I'm pretty sure using his powers is painful for him. He is literally burning up his body as he's just in his super mode. Body of coal, power of fire. The story starts out, and he's talking about how this small town he lives in, York Hills, is, wow, this has been going on for a long time. I apologize, people. I didn't expect it to be this long. I'll try to hurry up with the rest of the review then. So, our main character is Joe. He lives in York Hills. It's a small coal mining town. Once the coal left and the factories left, there are no more jobs. The only way people can get out is with a car, which you need a job to get. It's a trap. And he says so. It's an inescapable small town that's losing money, losing jobs, losing the ability to keep its restaurants looking nice. You know, his sister works at the diner. She's trying to put herself through college, but she has to help with the family bills. Sheriff arrests Joe a few times in the past, but he thinks he's a good boy at heart, I guess. And he just needs a push in the right direction. I think this would be the kind of sheriff who sits down next to Jim Gordon and just drinks some coffee with him. You know, he just looks like Jim Gordon's long-lost twin. But, you know, he's a small-town Commissioner Gordon. I'll leave it at that. It's like, his dad used to be a hard worker. He, did the job of 2 or 3 people at the factory, but he got injured. Now he can't work. He can't walk half of the time, and his disability does not cover the bills. Mrs. Gearhart gives cookies and blah, blah, blah. People are kind to each other. So kind that it's kind of hurting themselves. Dad's friend got injured. Almost cut his leg off with a chainsaw trimming trees. So to help him cover the medical bills, the father gives him some money. But now they're short on the bills. The only way they can pay the bills is if the daughter takes out of her tuition money to put it toward bills. But if she does that, she won't be able to get a nurse. It's a lot of life stuff. It's a lot of life problems. You know? And life problems are the hardest problems. But see this dude in a business car, sheriff pulls him over, and he's like, anything you want? It's like, no, I just want your license and registration. He's like, man, I can't tempt you. Well, that's good for you, but now we gotta kill you. And they mess him up. They mess him all the way up. Jeez. So yeah, if you can't tell, they're the demons. Joe has an argument with his father over the money. Tries driving off in a fit of angst. truck breaks down. Demons go like, hey, dude, want a ride? It's like, hey, dude, want a job? I'm looking for agents. The home office, I'm the salesman. The home office needs me to find bases and recruit agents. So, what do you want? He's like, I want this... make your kills great again. I want it... That's kind of literally what he says. Almost word for word. He wants it to be great again. He wants it to be a place people will want to come see. He wants it to be put on the map. Wants his sister to be able to get out and have a life. He's like, done, just shake my hand. He's like, you're right, you know, about this town. No one cares. It could be blown away and nothing would be missed. You, as could you, your sister. You will have a fire in you, Joe. I can smell it, taste it inside of you and on you. The sweet stench of desperation. The desperate can so often see what others cannot. See things as they truly are. Then he wears his upside down Jack Skellington face. Don't forget, Chicago Comic Expo. Today through Sunday. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? And he's like, this is the deal, bro. And he's like, no, please no. He's like, why does no one ever ask how or why we're giving these deals before saying yes? And he's like, that was my favorite shirt. He's like, since this is a coal mining town, I thought I'd give you something appropriate. Brimstone. And he's like, this place will be on the map all right. To be continued. Also, Action Comics number 1000. The return of Superman's trunks. This April. 1000. Action Comics number 1000. 80 years of Superman. 80 years of superheroes. 20 more and it'll be a century of superheroes. A century of Action Comics. A century of Superman. 20 more years. But right now we're on Action Comics 1000. 80 years of Superman. 80 years of DC. 80 years of Action Comics, 80 years of the modern superhero. Featuring writers and artists. All right here. Brian Michael Bendis, Jim Lee, Jeff Johns, Richard Donner, Oliver Coipel, Paul Dini, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Tom King, Clay Mann, Brad Meltzer, John Cassidy, Luis Simonson, Jerry Ordway, Scott Snyder, Tim Sale, Peter J. Tomasi, Patrick Gleason, Marv Wolfman, Kurt Swan, and Dan Jurgens. Action Comics 1000. Special anniversary issue. If you... Okay, you don't have to be a Superman fan. Alright? If you care about the superhero in general, or comics in general, with your Marvel, DC, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Superman's appearance with Action Comics is where it all started. None of the rest of it would have happened the way it did without it. Alright? You can hate reading Superman. You can find him boring. Alright? But you still, if you're a comic book superhero guy, you gotta respect the legacy. You gotta respect that it started it. Without it, your favorite comic book probably would not exist. So, Action Comics 1000. Celebrating what started it all. Check it out. And as a preview for the Terrifics, I mean the new challengers. But I'm not going to get into all that. This video's gone on kind of long. Way longer than I expected. Oh yeah, something else I forgot to show you. It comes with a poster. We got one chunk of a poster here. As you can see, Damage looks even more like the Hulk when he's huge like this. Anyway, but we also got a full poster. That's right. Going all the way down. Yep. Let's see. This is Brimstone #1 by, I don't know their first names, but Tan, Jordan, and Barreto. And with that, I will conclude this video. Have a nice day.